Hello viewers, welcome to the lecture series of SSC Quantitative Aptitude. This is your tutor Keshav Agarwal and this is lecture on direct indirect proportion. So in this lecture, we are going to see 21 practice questions on direct indirect proportion. So let's get started with the first question. Question number 1. A work can be completed by X men in 15 days. 10 more men join them after 3 days. The remaining work is now completed in 8 days. What is the value of X? So here, there are some people who complete a task in 15 days. But in this case here, after 3 days, 10 more men joined them. And now the task got completed within 8 days. So how many men were initially working on this task? So let us have a look over the solution. So here we are going to use the formula M1 men 1 into days 1 equal to men 2 into days 2. That is M1 D1 equal to M2 D2. So here M1 is X and days taken by them to complete the task is 15. And M2 is X into 3 plus X plus 10 into 8. So it will be 15X equal to 3X plus 8X plus 80. So which will give us 4X equal to 80. That means X is equal to 20. So there were 20 men initially working on the task. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 2. A work that could be completed in 10 days was completed in 8 days as 5 more men joined at the same work. So what was the total number of men before 5 men joined? So this question is very much similar to what we did in the question number 1. So initially, work was completed in 10 days. So work was completed in 8 days as 5 more men joined at the same work. So M1 D1 equal to M2 D2. So the same formula we are going to again use here, and let initially the men be M1 and days taken by them to complete the task is 10. And now 5 more men joined, that is X plus 5. So here X is the men we had initially. And days taken by them to complete the task is 8. So M1 D1 equal to M2 D2, that is equal to X times 10 equal to X plus 5 times 8, that is equal to 10X equal to 8X plus 40. So we have X equal to 20. So initially total number of men were 20. The option correct here is option C. Question number 3. At a refugee camp, the food supplies were enough to feed 300 refugees for 45 days. But 60 more refugees joined after 15 days. For how many days would the rest of the food supplies last? So total food supplies that we have here is 300 into 45. So but after 15 days, 60 more refugees joined. That means the food is going to be used more each day. So the food supply left after 15 days, that we want to know first. Then only we will be able to see for how much long the remaining food is going to last. So we had initially total food supply 300 into 45, and now 300 into 15. For 15 days, 300 refugees used those supplies. So we will be left with 300 into 30. So the total number of refugees now new is 360. That means after 60 joined, total number of refugees in the camp is 360 now. So using the formula we have 300 into 30 equal to 360 into D. So the D will be equal to 25 days. So the option correct here is option D. Question number 4. 8 men can make 12 chairs in 12 days. If they work for 6 hours a day, if 9 chairs are to be made by 12 men in 6 days, then how many hours a day does each one of them need to work? The solution: if M1 number of people can do W1 work in D1 days, working T1 hours, and M2 numbers of people can do W2 work in D2 days, working T2 hours, then the relation between them will be given by M1 D1 T1 upon W1 equal to M2 D2 T2 upon W2. So let the men be X. So according to the question, 8 into 12 into 6 upon 12 is equal to X into 12 into 6 upon 9. So X is equal to 6 hours. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 5. Ishita can read a newspaper in n minutes. What part of the newspaper can she read in 7 minutes? So the solution, so here Ishita can read a newspaper in n minutes, and n is given to be greater than 7. So n is not 7, it can be 8, 9, 10, 11, it can be any number. So Ishita takes n minutes to read a newspaper. So Ishita can read 1 upon nth part of a newspaper in 1 minutes. Okay. And Ishita can read 7 upon nth part of the newspaper in 7 minutes. Correct. So the required answer is 7 upon n. So the option correct here is option D. Question number 6. A camp of 150 soldiers has food for 400 days. After 50 days, 100 more soldiers join the camp. For how many days will the food last from then onwards? So a camp of 150 soldiers has food for 400 days, and after 50 days, 100 more soldiers join the camp. So this information is already provided to us in the question. So what is the total food we have? The total food will be given by number of soldiers into number of days, that is equal to 150 into 400 units. So the total food we have in our inventory is 150 into 400 units. And now, after 50 days, how much food is remaining? That we have to see. So there are 150 soldiers, 150 into 400 minus 150 into 400, 150 into 50. Because for the first 50 days, how much food is consumed and how much is remaining, that we are going to check. So it is equal to 150 into 350 units. So after 50 days, we have 150 into 350 units of food remaining in our inventory. And now 100 new soldiers joined, then the remaining food is going to last for, that is what we have to find out. So it is equal to 150 into 350 equal to 150 plus 100 times of D2. So when you simplify this, you will have D2 equal to 150 times of 350 upon 150 plus 100. So D2 is equal to 210 days. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 7. 8 women can complete a work in 15 days. If 2 women are employed, then in how many days the work will be completed? So the total work is number of women employed into number of days required. So that means 15 into 8, that is equal to 120 units. If 2 women are employed, then the number of days the work will be completed is 120 upon 2, that is 60 days. So the option correct here is option D. Let us now move to question number 8. 40 men can construct a building in 100 days. How long will it take 80 men to do this work? So let us first of all find out the total amount of work that needs to be done. So the total work will be equal to number of men and number of days taken by those men to complete the work, that is the construction. So there are 40 men in total and 100 days taken by them. So 40 into 100 will be the total amount of work that needs to be done. So now we have 80 men to do the same work. So the number of days it will take if 80 men are involved will be equal to 100 into 40 upon 80, that is equal to 100 upon 2, which is 50 days. So the option correct here is option C, which says if 80 men do this work, it will take only 50 days to complete. Question number 9. If a cube plus b cube is proportional to a square minus b square, then a square minus ab plus b square is proportional to. So now try to recall a formula that a cube plus b cube is equal to a plus b times of a square minus ab plus b square. And another formula that we will be needing is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b times of a minus b. So these are the two very important identities and they are going to help us to solve this question. So according to the question, it says a cube plus b cube is proportional to a square minus b square. So we have to find out this quantity is proportional to what. So now if you see a cube plus b cube is equal to this product. So let's see if it can help us or not. So using the above identity, we have a cube plus b cube equal to a plus b times of a square minus ab plus b square, and a square minus b square can be written as a times of a plus b times of a minus b. So if you see, we can cancel out these terms and we will be left with a square minus ab plus b square, and on the right it is a minus b. So therefore a square minus ab plus b square is proportional to a minus b. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 10. The proportion of salaries of Hamid, Clement and Ganesh is 3:5:7. So their salaries are in proportion that is given to us 3:5:7 respectively. If Ganesh is getting rupees 376 more than Hamid, so what is Clement's salary in rupees? So given the proportion of salaries of Hamid, Clement and Ganesh is equal to 3:5:7, and Ganesh gets 876 more than Hamid. So this information is already given to us in the question. So the salary of Ganesh minus salary of Hamid is equal to difference in their salary parts into the common multiple. So the salary of Hamid we can assume it to be 3x, salary of Clement can be assumed to be 5x, and salary of Ganesh can be assumed to be 7x. And if I know the value of x, I will be able to solve this question very easily. So the given Ganesh gets 876 more than Hamid. So this information is given to us in the question. So there must be some use of it. We are going to use this information to compute the value of x. So it says 7x minus 3x is 876. That means 4x is equal to 876. Therefore, x will be 219. So now the value of x is known. You can find the Clement's salary, that is 5x is equal to 5 into 219, which is 1095 rupees. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 11. In a flock of sheep, half of the sheep walked away and 3/4 of the remaining sheep wandered off. In the end, 9 sheep are left, which went to drink water. So what was the total number of sheep in the beginning? So let us have a look over the solution. So let us suppose there were X number of sheep in the beginning. So it is given that half of the sheep walked away. So X by 2 is gone. So how much sheep are remaining? How many sheep are remaining? X by 2. Correct. And now 3/4 of the remaining sheep wandered off. So we had X by 2 sheep. So what is the 3/4 of X by 2 sheep? That is 3x by 8. So the remaining number of sheep is x minus 2 minus 3x by 8, that is equal to x by 8. So according to the question, 9 sheep were left at the end. That means x by 8 is equal to 9, which means x is equal to 72. So the correct option here is option B, which says 72 sheep were there in the total in the beginning. Question number 12. Sachin shares 250 gifts in 4 children. The share of first kid, twice the share of second kid, thrice the share of third kid, and 4 times the share of fourth kid are equal. So how many gifts have come in the second kid? So let us have a look over the solution. Given total gifts are 250 that are to be distributed among 4 kids. So first kid share is equal to 2 times of second kid share, and it is equal to 3 times of third kid share, which is equal to 4 times of fourth kid share. So let us suppose the first kid have 12x. So according to the question, second kid share will be 6x, third kid share will be 4x, and fourth kid share will be 3x. So the total gifts are 12x plus 6x plus 4x plus 3x. So these are the total gifts that were distributed, and which is given to be 250. So x will be equal to 250 upon 25, that is x is 10. So the gift for the second child was 6 into 10, that is 60. So therefore the number of gifts that come in the second child's part is 60. So the option correct here is option A. Let us now move to question number 13. If 1 upon A is to 1 upon 7 equal to 1 upon 3.43 is to 1 upon A, then what is the value of A? So the solution, so we are provided that 1 upon A is to 1 upon 7 equal to 1 upon 3.43 is to 1 upon A. So if you simplify this, you will have 7 upon A is equal to A upon 3.43. And when you send this here and this here, that is cross multiplication, you will have A square equal to 3.43 times of 7. That means A is equal to under root of 3.43 into 7, which is 4.9, considering the positive values only. Therefore, the value of A is 4.9. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 14. A and B have some toffees. If A gives one toffee to B, then they have equal number of toffees. If B gives one toffee to A, then toffees with A are double with B. The total number of toffees with A and B are. So let the number of toffee with A be X and B with Y. So if A gives one toffee to B, then X minus 1 is equal to Y plus 1. So A had X toffees and B had Y toffees. So A gives his one of toffee to B. That means X reduced by 1 and Y increased by 1. So that means X is equal to Y plus 2. So this is our first equation. And now when B gives one toffee to A, then the toffee with A are double with B. So one more relation is given, that Y minus 1 is twice of equal to X plus 1. So we have two equations, and now you can use those two equations to obtain the unique value of X and Y, which is equal to Y equal to 5 and X equal to 7. So the total number of toffees with A and B is 7 plus 5, that is 12. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 15. Gold is 12 times heavy as aluminium and copper is 5 times heavy as aluminium. So in what ratio gold and copper should be mixed to get an alloy 8 times of aluminium? So the solution, it is given that gold is 12 times heavy as aluminium and copper is 5 times heavy as aluminium. So let the ratio of gold and copper taken in ratio x is to y. So according to the question, it says 12x plus 5y is equal to 8 upon x plus y equal to 1. So when you simplify this, do the cross multiplication here, you will get 12x plus 5y equal to 8x plus 8y. So 4x is equal to 3y and x upon y will be equal to 3 upon 4. Therefore, the gold and the copper are taken in 3:4 ratio. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 16. The price of two articles are in the ratio 5:6 respectively. The price of first article is increased by 30% and the price of second article is decreased by X%. If the new ratio is 13:11 respectively, then what is the value of X? So given the price of two articles are in the ratio 5:6, the price of the first article is increased by 30%. The price of the second article is decreased by X%, so their ratio becomes 13:11. So let the price of the article initially be 50 and 60 respectively. So the price of the first article is increased by 30%, that means 50 plus 30 upon 100 into 50, which is equal to 65. The price of second article is decreased by X%, that means 60 minus of X upon 100 into 60, that is equal to 60 times of 100 minus X upon 100. So the ratio becomes 13:11. So this is equal to 65 upon 60 times of 100 minus X upon 100, which is equal to 13 upon 11. So it is 715 equal to 780 into 100 minus X upon 100. So when you simplify this, you will have 780x equal to 6500, which is 8.33. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 17. The ratio of the price of tea to coffee is 3:5. And the ratio of their quantities consumed by a family is 5:7. Find the ratio of expenditure on tea to coffee. So given ratio of the price of tea to coffee is 3:5 and ratio of quantity consumed by family is 5:7. So expenditure equal to price into quantities. So here we have E1 upon E2, that is expenditure 1 upon expenditure 2. It is equal to price 1 into quantity 1 upon price 2 into quantity 2. So E1 upon E2 will be 3 upon 5 into 5 upon 7, that is 3 upon 7. So the expenditure ratio of tea to coffee is 3:7. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 18. Ramesh invested a certain amount in share market and gold in the ratio 6:7 respectively. At the end of year, he earned a total profit of 300 on his investment. After 1 year, he reinvested the amount including profit in the ratio of 4:5 in share market and gold. If the amount reinvested in gold was rupees 94,500, what was the original amount invested in the gold? So let us have a look over the solution. Given the ratio of amount invested in the share market and gold is 6:7. Profit earned on the investment after 1 year is 30%. And the ratio of amount reinvested in the share market and gold is 4:5. So amount reinvested in the gold is 94,500 rupees. So since the amount reinvested is in the ratio 4:5, so the total amount reinvested is equal to amount of gold reinvested into sum of ratio. So the part of gold in ratio. So it is equal to 94,500 into 9 upon 5. So it is equal to 1,70,100 rupees. Since the profit was in this amount was 30%, so the original amount is equal to total amount in reinvested into 100 upon 130, that is equal to 130846. So the final answer will be 130846 times of 7 by 13, that is equal to 70,456. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 19. The ratio of number of boys to the number of girls in a school is school of 640 students is 5:3. If 30 more girls are admitted in the school, then how many more boys should be admitted so that the ratio of girls becomes 14:9? So the total student is equal to 640 and the ratio is given to be 5:3, and the number of boys is 5 upon 8 into 640, that is 400, and the number of girls is 640 minus 400 is 240. So let X boys admitted in the school. So according to the question, we want 400 plus X upon 30 girls joined. So it will be upon 240 plus 30 equal to 14 upon 9. So that is the ratio we want. So it will be 400 plus X is equal to 14 upon 9 times of 270, which is equal to 420 minus 400, that is X equal to 20. So 20 students admitted in the school. So the option correct here is option A. Question number 20. A is chasing B in the same interval of time. A jumps 8 times while B jumps 6 times. But the distance covered by A in 7 jumps is the same as that of B in 5 jumps. The ratio between the speed of A and B is. So the solution, to put in the ratio, the value must be of the same unit, same type. So here jump will be either for the A or B. Speed equal to distance upon time. Therefore, the speed is directly proportional to distance. So 7 jumps of A is 5 jumps of B. 8 jumps of A is equal to 5 upon 7 times of 8 jumps of B. That means 40 by 7 jumps of B. Therefore, the required ratio is 40 upon 7 is to 6 equal to 20 is to 21. Therefore, the ratio of the speed of A and B is 20 is to 21. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 21. A bag consists of ₹1 and 50 paise coins, and the ratio of their value is 30:11. The total number of coins are 520. Find the number of 50 paise coins. So the given solution, given a bag contains 1 and 50 paise coins. So the total number of coins are 520. So the value of 1 rupee and 50 paise coins is given in the ratio 30:11. So number of coins will be 52 part equal to 520. So 1 paise coin equal 1p equal to 10. So this implies 22p equal to 10 into 22, that is 220. The option correct here is option B. So that would be all for this lecture, and try to solve this question by your own. Thank you very much.